normal people, normal young people, doing what, as parents, we encourage them to do. This little girl will have done what I've done with my kids. Get all excited, get all dressed up to go and see someone that they think so fondly of and have pictures up on their wall. She didn't come home that night. Teenagers who were out going to see their first pop concert by themselves, mums and dads waiting outside to pick them up in the car, they never came home. This has drawn a line in the sand for me, because this isn't attacking soldiers or the police or people who put themselves on the front line. They're attacking our children, and for me, a line's been drawn in the sand. Something's changed.
It's unbelievable, Andrea. It's innocent minors, just the innocence of the children that, you know, we care and love for. And I think for me personally, you know, it's my home. Manchester's my home. That arena I've been going to for years and years and years as, you know, as a spectator, and I've worked there myself, and knowing that, you know, Jakey, my nephew's been there, and as a family we've shared such wonderful special moments there. And now there's this agony around Manchester, this dent that's been chipped away. However, of course, me and Janet, we came to work, didn't we, yesterday morning as normal to do the show, and obviously we got took off air obviously because of the news. And as the day went on and on and on, we heard more, and the death rate obviously got higher. And John Atkinson is actually from Bury, from my home, you know, my hometown. And again, it's that sense of community. You know, when I was watching the news after we got home from work, I was proud beyond belief, because we have come together, we have stood strong, you know, and seeing the vigil last night and hearing the poetry.
I think what's so strange is yesterday we were all sort of in shock, you know. I was the same as everyone else. I got up to go into work, you put the telly on and there's this horrible news, and then you sort of follow it throughout the day. I felt more emotional about it today. I held my daughter a little bit tighter before she went off to school this morning. And then as I was, you know, I commute into work just like everybody else. And I was walking down the street and I thought, I got angry with myself, thinking, what right do I have to be upset?
Yeah, I know.
This hasn't happened to me.
Same here. It's like this young girl, Safi. I remember yesterday they're looking for her.
Yeah.
And now they found her today dead. I mean, what must the parents be thinking, all of them? And it's interesting because you think of the people that have died and then you think the people that are injured. But what we don't realise is the people that are injured, some are in intensive care, some have lost limbs, and then the people who are like visually scarred by it, mentally scarred by what they've seen. I mean, it's like a pattern that goes on. So many people affected. I wasn't there, but I'm really affected by it. So imagine the people who were there. I mean, it's just awful.
But the only way to fight back is to do what the people in Manchester did last night, which is to come together. And I like to think that, yes, Manchester is a proud city with a wonderful history, and it's a fantastic place. But if it had happened in any of the major cities in Britain, I think the same thing would have happened, because if it had happened, God forbid, in Newcastle, Leicester, Nottingham, Derby or Birmingham, we would have seen the same thing, because it's the revulsion of the targeting of the attack, and also paradoxically by someone who was born in Manchester, which makes it even harder to bear for the people of Manchester.
It's an attack on innocence.
By someone whose parents came to this country who was born in Manchester.
I mean, nobody should see it, even kids. I mean, this is the last thing you'd even want kids to see. You know, they're at a concert innocent, and they have to witness this. I mean, they're going to be affected.
I think it's a northern culture. We lean on each other. We come together. We really, really do. And to see last night, it made my blood so warm last night, was when they said that literally strangers were going to the local hospitals with cottage pies because they were aware that probably in the hospitals they couldn't cope with the amount of people to feed. They were taking cottage pies in to help other people, and I think that to me, it sums it up, that we're there for each other, and we're made that way.